Assalamu alaikum. This is Mohammad Singh welcoming you all to the English news from BTV Chattogram. Let's begin with the headlines. A UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres to arrive in Dhaka tomorrow on four-day visit at invitation of the Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus. International Crimes Tribunal issues arrest warrant against 9 persons, including ousted Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, in case over genocide in Shapla on May 5 in 2013. Only MBBS or BDS degree holders can use doctor a title before their names, rules High Court. A Pakistan security sources free 155 hostages, killing 27 militants as train seized in Balochistan province enters second day. And Barcelona, PSG, Bayern Munich and Inter Milan reach quarter. Viewers, those were the headlines. Now moving on to the details. United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres will arrive in Dhaka tomorrow on a 4-day visit. This time, he will visit Bangladesh at the invitation of Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus. On the second day of the visit, Foreign Advisor Mohammad Tawhid Hussain will meet the Secretary General of the United Nations. On the same day, Antonio Guterres will hold a meeting with Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus. Later, the United Nations Secretary General will visit Rohingya camps in Cox's Bazar with the Chief Advisor. Antonio Guterres will meet the Rohingya people who were forcibly displaced from their homeland in Myanmar. He will have iftar with the Rohingyas. On the third day of his visit, the United Nations Secretary General is expected to meet UN official working in Dhaka. In addition, on the same day, Antonio Guterres will exchange views with the members of the civil society. He is scheduled to leave Dhaka in the morning on March 16. The International Crimes Tribunal today issued arrest warrant against 5 people, including ousted Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina and former Inspector General of Police Benazir Ahmed in a case lodged over the genocide that took place in the capital's Shapla area on May 5 in 2013. The court also issued arrest warrant against former Home Minister Mohiuddin Khan Alamgir, former IGP Hassan Mahmud Khandekar and Imran H. Sarkar. The 3-member tribunal led by Justice Muhammad Ghulam Murtaza Majumdar passed the order allowing a plea of the prosecution. A Chief Prosecutor Muhammad Tajul Islam and Prosecutor Mizanul Islam argued for the plea of the prosecution, while prosecutors B.M. Sultan Mahmud, Ghazi M.H. Tamim, Muhammad Shahidul Islam, Tariq Abdullah and Sheikh Mahdi were present at the time. The prosecution said a former accused, former State Minister for Home Affairs Samsul Haq Tuku, former IGP Shahidul Haq, Major General Sheikh Jiaul Hassan and former police official Mullah Nazrul Islam have already been arrested and are now behind the bars. Herbajat Islami filed a complaint with the Office of the ICT Chief Prosecutor in this connection on November 27 in 2024 against 50 accused, including Sheikh Hasina. The High Court has cancelled the order to appoint caretakers in 169 institutions of the Beximco Group. A bench of Justice Farah Mahbub and Justice Debashish Roy gave the verdict today. After the verdict, lawyer of Bangladesh Bank barrister Ruhul Quddus said, now the Beximco Group will be able to run its institutions by its own management. However, the regulatory bodies of these institutions have been asked to observe activities of the group, he added. Earlier, following a writ, the High Court gave order to appoint caretakers in all institutions of the Beximco Group other than Beximco Pharmaceutical. Later, Bangladesh Bank appointed caretakers. The High Court today ruled that only MBBS or BDS degree holders can use a doctor title before their names. The bench of Justice Rajiq Al-Jalil and Justice Satiq Hussain passed this order after hearing a writ petition. The court, however, said no step will be taken against those who have already used the title. It also warned that if anyone breaks the law and uses doctor before their names without holding MBBS or BDS degrees, will be punished from 13th of March. A BTV Chattogram Divisional View Exchange meeting was held at the Convention Center in the city today. BTV's Vice Chairman Advocate Ahmed Ajum Khan was the chief guest in the program. Chattogram Divisional Organizing Secretary Mahbubur Rahman Shamim presided over, and co-organizing secretaries Harun Rashid Harun and Barrister Mir Halaluddin moderated it, while leaders of BNP Divisional, District and Metropolitan units and their associate organizations were present at the meeting. The speaker said that BNP wants free and fair elections within this year instead of prolonging the election in the name of reforms. There is no alternative to the elected government to resolve the chaotic situation prevailing in the country. The speakers emphasized on the implementation of BNP's 31-point program. And now, international news. Pakistan security sources said today they had freed 155 hostages from around 450 passengers while killing 27 militants as the Pakistan train siege in Rasti Balochistan province entered a second day. The operation was still ongoing, said a security personnel to the newsman. On Tuesday, armed militants in Pakistan's Balochistan region attacked a train carrying more than 400 passengers and took a number of them hostage. The Baluch Liberation Army BLA fired at the Jafar Express train as it traveled from Quetta to Peshawar. The separatist group said it had bombed the track before storming the train in the remote CB district, claiming the train was under its control. Among those released are 70 injured passengers who have been hospitalized for treatment. News agencies said the militants had threatened to kill hostages if authorities did not release Baluch political prisoners within 48 hours. A senior police official said it remained stuck just before a tunnel surrounded by mountains. A senior army official confirmed the newsman that there were more than 500 army personnel traveling from Quetta on the train. It has waged a decades-long insurgency to gain independence and has launched numerous deadly attacks, often targeting police stations, railway lines, and highways. Balochistan is Pakistan's largest province and the richest in terms of natural resources, but it is the least developed. Ukraine endorsed an American proposal for a 30-day ceasefire and agreed to immediate negotiations with Russia in crunch talks in Jeddah on Tuesday after 3 years of grinding war. The positive response from Ukraine prompted President Donald Trump administration to lift a freeze on military aid and to predict the beginning to an end of the conflict. With Trump stunning allies by applying intense pressure on Kyiv and reaching out to Moscow, Ukrainian officials came to talks in Saudi Arabia, eager to make up, and had proposed a partial truce on air and sea attacks. Trump's advisor pressed for more and said Ukraine agreed to their proposal for a full month-long ceasefire in a war that has claimed tens of thousands of lives. U.S. Secretary of State Rubio said the United States would immediately resume military assistance and intelligence sharing it had caught up to pressure its wartime partner following a disastrous February 28 meeting between Trump and President Volodymyr Zelensky. In Washington, Trump said he was ready to welcome Zelensky back to the White House and may speak to President Vladimir Putin this week. A committee formed by Syria's new authorities to investigate a wave of deadly violence said the country was determined to prevent unlawful revenge. A wave of violence broke out last Thursday, mainly in the Mediterranean heartland of the Alawite minority, the deadliest since longtime strongman Bashar al-Assad was ousted in December. War Monitor, the Syrian Observatory for Human Rights, SOHR, said security forces and allied groups have killed at least 1,225 civilians since Thursday. The UN Human Rights Office said it had documented summary executions that appeared to have been carried out on a sectarian basis. At a press conference in Damascus, committee spokesman Yasser Al-Farhan said, "The new Syria is determined to enshrine justice and the rule of law, protect the rights and freedoms of its citizens, prevent unlawful revenge, and guarantee that there is no impunity."